I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get anyone to understand what I'm about to tell you. On October 16th, 2002, I leapt out of bed and literally ran across the house in my underwear. Now, that's not an image I want you to linger on. Instead, I want you to realize I was super excited about something. I was excited and I ran over to the computer and I turned on the computer and I booted up the internet. I dialed in because it was still 2002 and we still had to dial in to get to the internet. And I went to the Vatican's website, which is not necessarily a website that I want to go visit on a regular basis because I have a thing against papyrus and Comic Sans fonts. I was super excited about what was going to happen that day. And there were rumors that there was going to be a big change happening in the church. But let me back up a little bit because I need to give a little backstory. Growing up, my faith life was lackluster, to say the least. I'm a cradle Catholic. We went to Mass every week. We prayed. We did all sorts of other things, but the faith just sort of didn't stick. And I know a lot of people have said the same thing I've said, which is that growing up in the 1970s and 80s, I didn't always get the best catechesis, meaning I didn't really understand my faith the way I should understand my faith, or even how much I wanted to understand my faith. And so when I got married in 1995, my wife and I went on a journey for a couple of years of doing nothing. We'd visit a church. She was baptized Catholic, but didn't really want to become fully Catholic. And it wasn't until after we had our first son, Sam, that he was baptized a year after he was born. And Jennifer finally said, you know what, I think I want to be Catholic as well. But even after she was confirmed and received her first Eucharist, we were still kind of willy-nilly with our faith. We were loosey-goosey and what other two-word combinations that sound funny you could think of. We just weren't taking the faith seriously until we started learning more about the Eucharist, and that changed everything. Now, we're blessed. We live in the Archdiocese of Atlanta, and at that time, our Archbishop was Archbishop John Donahue, and he ushered in you could say, renaissance of the Eucharist, a greater love of the Eucharist, and brought about a Eucharistic Congress here in Atlanta that annually would bring in 20 to 30,000 Catholics. And way back in 2002, we decided to attend our very first Eucharistic Congress, and it confirmed everything that I had sort of heard, sort of was told about, but just never gelled in my soul throughout my entire life. And we knew that the Catholic Church is where we belong. And so the Eucharist, and that Eucharistic Congress was in the summer, and over the summer my faith life was really expanding and blowing up. And then suddenly it came to September 2002. And for reasons that are hard to explain, I was overcome with the desire to start making these all-twine knotted rosaries. I showed you this a few videos back this is one of the first rosaries that I ever made, and it's a hideous looking thing. But I started making these in September of 2002. Now, go back to the beginning of the story. It was October of 2002, the next month. You can see how I started making these rosaries and I'm giving them away, and I'm feeling God acting in my life in a way that I had never felt him acting. I felt directed and I felt excited. And it wasn't about me necessarily, but it was about feeling like I had purpose as a disciple of God. And that's what I was so excited by. And so I'm making these rosaries and I'm giving them away to everyone I can. And then suddenly there's all of these rumors. There's all of this murmuring that Pope John Paul II was going to do something. And around that second week of October, more rumors started showing up on the internet that he was going to change the rosary somehow, or he was going to add some new prayers to it, or he was going to release a letter about the rosary, or even more, there were the rumors that he was going to declare a year of the rosary. Now, I wish I could help you understand what this meant to me at that time. The fact that just a month before, for reasons I still don't fully understand, Jesus and Mary and the Holy Spirit pushed into my heart and my life the rosary and making these all-twine knotted rosaries. And then a month later, there's this massive confirmation that the entire Catholic Church around the world would be focusing on the rosary for a year. And to feel that belonging was so important to me. So I was super excited, and I read that letter, and in fact, John Paul II added the luminous mysteries, which included the institution of the Eucharist. And go back just over that summer and the months leading up to this, my love of the Eucharist had grown, so I was super excited when the institution of the Eucharist was added as the fifth luminous mystery. But these mysteries that would focus on the life of Jesus Christ made so much sense that they would be in there. And on top of that, he did release a letter called Rosary Virginis Mariae, which is one of the most beautiful writings about the Rosary I've ever read. And my life was forever changed as a result of it, and the lives of so many other people like you who discovered Rosary Army because of all these circumstantial things. And again, I say it all the time, it's not because of anything that I did, but just because of the way that God was moving in my life so powerfully. And I hope he's moving powerfully in your life in some way, hopefully through the Rosary. And if he's not, ask him to move powerfully. That was one of the things I was doing that summer after we went to the Eucharistic Congress. God, what do you want of me? What do you want me to do for you? How can I help spread your word in this world? And suddenly this came into my life. It's the easiest thing in the world to make a rosary and to give it to someone else. It's so edifying. It's a gift to me every time I give one away. And it's just one aspect of this Rosary Army ministry. But the main part of it is the prayer and praying the rosary every day as we're directed at Fatima, and to experience the life of Jesus Christ as we meditate on his life in each mystery of the rosary. So I'm super excited that we are celebrating this anniversary of the Year of the Rosary, this anniversary of Rosarium Virginis Mariae, and this anniversary of the early days of Rosary Army. And I'm also celebrating the fact that you're a part of this, that you're watching this video, and that maybe you're being inspired in some way. That's it for now. Until next time, make them, pray them, and give them away. God bless.